Right? Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. And I give double honors to the apostles of great ministry not rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. It's Makazar from Chin.com. Just want to do a quick edification for the elect's sake. Alright, and I'll get straight into it. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 23, verse 6. It says, "Let not the greediness of the belly, nor the lust of the flesh take hold of me. And give not over thy servant into an impudent mind." All right, so the scripture says, don't let the greediness of the belly and lust of the flesh take hold of me. All right, and we are to fight that flesh. All right, we are to fight that flesh because the flesh lusted after the things of the world. All right, now it had things that we will lust after that are not lawful to lust after. Like, having plenty money, having plenty clothes, having multiple wives. But guess what? There's not the time for that. We're not in that time. As the scripture says, "He that buy a house as though he shall not live in it," is in the book of 2nd Ezra. All right, we are the end. All right, right now it's time for us to really focus on the word of the Most High. Focus on doing His work. All right, because the things of the flesh are actually distractions from doing the things that in the spirit. All right, they are distractions distracting us from doing the work of the Most High. All right, now let's say we were to to go and acquire multiple wives. Guess what? You're gonna have to put time and effort into them wives, and that diminishing from the ministry. All right, might have problems studying, problems going out on the highways and byways, problems congregating and fellowshipping with the Akim. All right, and that is what you're gonna do. If you design plenty money, then they're gonna have to work for it. So then you're gonna put in more hours, more effort into it. Then when you come home, you're gonna be all tired. You can't do videos. You're gonna take away from the work, and on top of it, then you're gonna have to deal with your woman and your family. It all just gonna be hectic. All right, and you're gonna wear yourself out. All right, you're gonna wear yourself out, and eventually, guess what? It might take you from the truth. So then, therefore, there's not the time. There's not the time. So we have to fight that flesh. This is not the time for us to be going after our appetites. All right, the Lord said in the kingdom we're gonna receive those things 100-fold. All right, we're gonna receive those things 100-fold in the kingdom, but right now is not the time. All right. This is the book of 2nd Peter, chapter 1, verse 5. It says, "And besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness." All right, so you have to be patient. All right, and patience also leads to godliness. All right, when you're being patient and you're waiting patiently on the kingdom, you're waiting patiently for the things that the kingdom promised. Guess what? It actually gonna help you to be more godly because you're gonna put aside the flesh, and grow in the spirit. But the word that I want to look up here is temperance. Right? When you look up the word temperance, it says self-control, the virtue of one who masters his desires and passions, especially his sensual appetites. So with temperance, self-control, you're actually controlling your appetites. You're actually controlling the lust of the flesh. All right? So you have to learn self-control. Control the lust of the flesh. If the Lord bless you with a wife, hey, you cool with that. But don't go lusting after multiple wives. It actually gonna take away from doing the Lord's work. All right? Lusting after things of the flesh, cars, houses. Hey, as I said, we are the end. This government shutdown. Hey, this most likely might lead to the collapse of the economy. All right? Look at what's going on in Venezuela right now. They're buying rotten meat. All right? We seen the end here. So we can't be thinking about living lavishly, living it up in this side. We are the end. Because when it all crumbles down, guess what? All the things that we were desiring, that we were going after, that we were fulfilling our desires for, guess what? It wouldn't be there anymore. And the scripture also said, remember Lot's wife. Because if you put your heart into this kingdom, guess what? Then your mind wouldn't be on the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and it might get left back here, just like Lot's wife. All right? It might get left back here like Lot's wife. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 14 verse 14. It says, defraud not thyself of the good day, and let not the path of a good desire overpass thee. All right, so it's about balance. All right, I'm not saying that you're gonna work hard 6-7 days out of the week, and when you get your money you're not gonna do anything with it. Hey, have a drink, buy a shirt, buy something to put on. At least you could show the labor, for the fruit of your labor. All right, buy something for your family. All right, treat the akim, pay your tithes. All right, so not saying that you work as this old saying, it says all work and no play. All right, you could go to the movies, but ever so often, but don't make it like a routine that, like you have to be enjoying this world to the fullest. All right, you get paid on a Friday or fortnight, you buy little shoes, buy little jersey, you go out, you and your wife, or you and the brothers, you have a few drinks, and and then you come back home. All right, but not to go, whole hopping all the time, like every time you get paid, you just want to, how to say, enjoy the flesh. You want to satisfy the flesh. All right, you want to go strip clubs, you want to go deal with hoes, things like that. All right, I like brothers who play games like Xbox, PlayStations, like the majority of time going into that. So it's like all the emphasis going towards them now, that taking up your time, because some of these games are addictive. All right, and I've been through that before, that you might be playing a game and say, all right, well, 5 more minutes and I'm done, and 5 minutes turn into 5 hours. So it takes up the time that you're supposed to be playing towards the Lord. All right, so you can't let the lust of the flesh take hold of you. All right, you gotta fight the flesh, because guess what? Don't think that it's just you and the game, or it's just you and those women. Satan behind it all. All right, so you gotta remember it's spiritual also. All right, verse 15, it says, thou shalt not leave thy travail unto another, and thy labors to be divided by lots. Give and take and sanctify thy soul, for there is no seeking of dainties in the grave. So so when you work hard, you enjoy the money that you have. All right, you do something good with it. I think you could, as I said, you take a few drinks. You go out in line with the brothers, wherever the case is. Ever so often you do something to treat yourself. All right, but don't overdo it. All right, there's a difference. All right, don't overdo it. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 verse 30. It says, go not after thy lusts, but refrain thyself from thy appetites. If thou givest thy soul to desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies that malign thee. All right, so hey, even if you want to be, like just to please your woman, you're doing all sorts of things to please your woman, because you never had a beautiful woman in your life before. The Lord bless you with a beautiful woman, so you're going all out just to keep this woman happy. All right, you're thinking about her 24/7. Every money that you get, you're buying her gifts. You're doing guess what? You're actually being a servant for her sake. All right, so the scripture says, don't go after your lusts. But you have to maintain some form of dignity. All right, you have to be strong to resist the flesh. All right, be able to step back to see when you're going too far into the world. All right, verse 32, it says, take not pleasure in much good cheer, neither be tied to the expenses thereof. So as I read before in chapter 14, it says, hey, enjoy your labors, but don't take too much pleasure in good cheer. Don't overdo it. All right, it's about balance. Don't overdo it. Don't be too caught up in the world. All right, if you're too caught up in the world, guess what? You wouldn't be able to do the things of the spirit. This Galatians chapter 5 verse 16, it says, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary one to another, so that ye cannot do the things that you wouldn't. All right, so if you're going after the flesh, guess what? The things that you're supposed to do in the spirit, you wouldn't be able to do it because you're too caught up doing fleshy, worldly things. You're too caught up on your phone texting women. All right, or going out, even having drinks with the brothers. You can't do that all the time. All right, 5 days out of the week, you and the brothers, linking up and just having drinks. Guess what? If you can link up with the brothers 5 days out of the week, but guess what? At least let it be benefiting to the ministry. Let it be that when you get together, is to do videos, to study, to go over precepts, exchange information. All right. So don't let it be that is solely to have drinks or to have laughs. All right. You could study and have a drink. You could link up to do a video, and after you do the video, you have a drink. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But let it be benefiting to the ministry. All right. Let it be benefiting to the ministry. You can't let the things of the flesh surpass the things of the spirit. As I said, we are the end. We are the end. All right. We see what's going on in America right now with the government shutdown. All right. We are the end. All right. So you have to gain that spirit. All right. So with that, I want to give our praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great mercy and true well. Salutations to the men of the Hopeland Sing Select. This is Makazar saying Shalom.